So may we start. So may we start. So may we start this review that I made just for you. I made this review just for you. So may we start. So may we start. Well, hello, Internet. That was my lame attempt at my musical number. I can't sing, I can't play the piano, I can't dance. Well, I can play the piano a little bit, but not well. Today I'm going to be talking about a movie that I think is one of the strangest, most enjoyable, fun experiences I had watching a film all year. And that movie is Annette. So Annette is directed by Leos Carax and stars Adam Driver and Marion Cotillard. Adam Driver plays Henry McHenry, a stand-up comedian whose career is sort of falling off the rails. And Marion Cotillard, who plays Anne, whose career is thriving. And she's a stage performer, she sings, dances, does all these musical numbers, and the two are in a relationship. And their relationship is seemingly great on the surface, and they're this power couple because of their stature in the community and how they're viewed by the general public. And then things start to go off the rails once they have their daughter Annette. And that's where the movie takes off. I had read the initial reactions from Cannes Film Festival to this movie, and I was very excited to watch this. I am someone who really appreciates art house filmmaking, surrealist filmmaking, as long as it's done in a way that combines narrative film that keeps me engaged and interested. I think there's a level of surrealism and art house filmmaking that kind of goes off the rails to a point where it doesn't really feel like art anymore. It just feels like images and sounds smashed together on screen that are acting like they're trying to say something, but they're not. So this movie I was really excited for, and I really liked this a lot. I think there are some problems with it. I don't think that it's a perfect movie by any means, but it's a movie that I'm never gonna forget. And that's the best type of cinema, is movies that when you leave the theater or you turn it off your screen at home or any of those circumstances, that when the film ends, you keep thinking about it, and that is this in a nutshell. So this is a musical, and virtually the entire film is musical numbers written by the Sparks Brothers, who crafted an absolutely beautiful and mesmerizing score to this film. The musical numbers are incredible. I loved every single one of them. I love the way that it plays into the dialogue of the film. Adam Driver and Marion Cotillard's performance in this is insane. Adam Driver is someone who I respect the hell out of. I think he's an incredible actor, and his versatility shows, from starting in a TV show like Girls, where he was an incredibly talented, well-versed actor who proved his versatility and his ability to have incredible range, and just how his career has progressed. I loved him in Marriage Story. I think he's just a phenomenal actor, and he's working with incredible directors, and then he can jump over and do something like Star Wars, where he plays Kylo Ren and gives an incredibly committed and great performance. As far as the new Star Wars trilogy, he's one of my favorite parts of those films. I think that his performance and his delivery is incredible, and this movie is no exception. I did not realize how incredible of a singer Adam Driver is, but in this film, he just gives it his all, and he is so dedicated to the material and the performance, and it's mesmerizing to watch. Marion Cotillard is no exception. Her voice is beautifully haunting, and it fits that role so perfectly, and the two complement each other so well as far as their relationship dynamic is concerned. And we watch the two's relationship over time, and because this is a musical, there really isn't expositional dialogue. It's all presented through the songs and the context clues given through the songs and at the specific circumstances in their life. The cinematography is insane. There are some sequences in this that really do feel like stage performance, and it takes a very specific type of director to convey that correctly, and I think Leos Carax does a fantastic job. There's some really beautiful cinematic shots. There's some moments that have these like campy like green screen effects that work really well, and I thought that it would take me out of it, but it doesn't. It really feels like you as an audience member sat down and are watching like a Broadway stage performance, and it's like that mixed with Hollywood cinema. And the best directors in this world are the ones who challenge the conventions of narrative cinema. And Leos Carax in this film does exactly that. He takes everything that you, as a person who enjoy film and watches movies, that you understand as conventions of cinema, and turns them all on their head and says, fuck that, I'm going to do exactly what I want to do. And he does, and it works for the most part. I think a lot of this film is really effective. Once Baby Annette's character comes in, the environment of the film changes, the plot becomes really interesting. And yeah, it's all due to that direction, the cinematography, and the beautiful score from the Sparks brothers. And this movie does a really great job of conveying its message. Story beats, I don't really want to get too heavily into the story because I think it's something people should just experience. Some of it is a little convoluted, and it seems to be Leos Carax's exploration of Hollywood, personalities in Hollywood, toxic masculinity in Hollywood, the mistreatment of women, the accusations that came forward through the Me Too movement. There's a lot of heady subject matter that is juggled throughout this film, and I think for the most part, it's executed really well. There's a couple of times for me that it gets a little foggy and that it's not conveyed in a perfect way, that it was losing me a little bit. But because of those incredible visuals and the performances, I was constantly hooked. And so even at moments where I was like, this didn't work for me as well as I wanted it to, it still was effective as a whole piece and as a movie. And I think that a lot of people have negative perceptions of this film because of the fact that it is so bizarre. And it is bizarre. It's a very strange movie. There's some sequences that'll just leave you scratching your head, but I think that that's because of Carax trying to challenge that narrative convention and put his story forward in a way that not many filmmakers would look at. I would look at it similarly to like David Lynch's Inland Empire, but I think this is much more well realized than that movie. David Lynch, when he made it, Inland Empire, was putting together a collection of ideas that he wanted to convey a specific idea, but it didn't work because there were so many things going on at the same time, and I love that movie to watch and experience, but a lot of it falls short for me because the plot just doesn't string together very well. In this film in particular, Carax does a much better job of keeping that narrative cohesive so that you as an audience member understand at all times what's going on and it doesn't lose you in that. And some people are going to just be like, this is too bizarre for me to keep watching. But if you're into art house filmmaking that challenges the convention of traditional narrative cinema, you're going to enjoy it. Regardless of whether you love it, you're going to never forget it. And that's what I loved about this movie. It has an almost 2.5 hour runtime. It's very long, but it's strung together like a musical. And because of the musical numbers being so engaging and enthralling and the performances being so good, it didn't feel like 2.5 hours. And I would highly recommend checking this out. I'm not sure where it's going to fall on my best films of 2021 list yet, but it definitely is going to be in there somewhere. It's one of the most engaging and interesting pieces of film that I watched the whole year. For some reason, we've got these very strange baby children that are in movies between this and Lamb. It's two really interesting ways to convey having children, that's for sure. But yeah, I would recommend checking this one out for sure. So have you seen Annette yet? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. I thought this movie was a bizarre and wild experience that I will not forget for a very long time. As always, if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel, helps me out a lot. Lets me know the type of content that you're looking for. I'm constantly putting out new material, trying to release videos weekly for you guys, and I plan on in 2022 releasing the most content I ever have. And I love the engagement I'm getting from the viewers. I love that you guys are so interactive with the videos and the Reddit questionnaires and all the things that I've been posting, and it really means a lot to me that you guys enjoy the content so much. As always, Internet, thanks so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.